stop them? It is nonsensical to think that there is some kind of political solution to the problem of Nigeria. We have to live, and we need to find methods of living Nigeria. That's it. The idea that you are going to now take the 1999 Constitution itself is an illegal conduct, is illegal. So you are going to form a party to operate a constitution that you should jettison. The Constitution is illegitimate. The Constitution is illegal. But you are going to form a political party to work within that Constitution. That's not what youth is supposed to do. Youths are supposed to do things differently. Think outside the box. What I'm hearing is that the Yoruba youths want to do exactly as the older people have done. To me, that's not what youths do. You need to think outside the box. You need to be more active. Activist. That's what young people are supposed to do. Not like us. I mean, people like me can say we form a political party, we'll do this, we'll do that. No, that's not what young people should be doing. You should be on the streets. That is how the Arab youths got a lot of their leaders to abdicate. But we sit down there where everything is so jelenke, nobody's in a hurry to do anything. Let's form another political party. Let's do this. Let's do that. How many organizations do you think have been formed in the diaspora? I used to be the coordinator for Ilana UK. How many organizations do you think have been formed for self-determination for Yoruba people? Not a single one of them has achieved anything. A group came together to form the YSDM. What have they achieved? Nothing. Everybody just talks. Meanwhile, you have to do something to stop them killing our people. You have to do something to stop them destroying our farmland. That's what you should be. That's the question you should be asking. That is what you should be thinking about. How do we stop them coming to kill our obas? Instead of this thing about we'll form a political party, to do what? So what happens if you lost the election? That's it. I mean, political party needs money. In order to fight election, you need money. Where are you going to get the money?
Okay, sir, I do agree with what you have been saying, sir. But one thing which I will again keep in is this one, sir. As a lawyer, as a retired lawyer, and I'm sure that you studied law too, because I can see you are very. Thank you, sir. What I'm saying, the Constitution, the Nigeria Constitution, is a fake one. It's a fake.
And I quote, he said, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression.
Expression. That's
then
right.
he said, there are no Nigerians. He said, there are no Nigerians. That is how he said. And then he continued, in the same sense as there are English, which or France. The word Nigerian is mere a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within, from Tafawa Balewa and Azikwe also too. So maybe from these three questions, at least we can see that because I'm coming back to you that said we should join them in political ambition, which Prof said it will take us some years. We need some money in order to do it. But with this question, with this statement that we have been seeing that Awolowo just mentioned, it shows that Awolowo believed that Nigeria is not working and we are not a nation. So what's your own take on that?
Are you referring it to me or to
Yes,
Prof?
sir. To you, sir.
Okay, good. As you rightly said, it was not only Awolowo that made this statement.
Yes, sir.
Awolowo made it. Amadu Bello too made it.
Yes, sir.
Except Asikwe for their own reason pé wọ́n fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ onílẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn Fúlàní because nǹkan náà ni àwọn ẹ̀yà méjèèjì yẹn. You see, question tẹ́mi wá fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ni pé if Awolowo knew that Nigeria is not a nation, kí ló dé tó fi premiership lẹ̀? I mean, o tó lọ sí house, o tó fẹ́ contest ní àti di. I mean,
because he was trying to protect the Yoruba. Let me
Yeah, that's exactly.
Awolowo left the Western region to go federal to protect us. When you are talking about Nigeria's history, you really need to be careful to understand a lot of the underlying I don't know what undercurrents. The first election in 1959, what happened? In Yoruba land, men and women could vote. In Eastern region, men and women could vote. In Northern region, they didn't vote. They had an electoral college. So the British decided the number of the Northerners who are going to be in the House of Representatives, whereas the rest of us were voting. And what happened after the results of the voting? Whilst Awolowo was negotiating with Zik to form a government, a progressive government, what did Zik do? Went to the north to accept a post that was toothless. This man this is a man who called himself Pan-African, Pan-Igba, Pan-Awu.
We know.
He went and accepted a job which was nothing. And the reason why he did it was because of the collaboration that he was having with the Northerners in the end to destroy the West. And they started, what did they do? They took out the Midwest. The Midwest was economically not viable. They took out the Midwest from Western region. Not only that, they then decided that Awolowo had to be removed. So from day one, these people have humiliated the Yoruba people. From day one, the time has come to say enough.
Yes, we know that, sir.
It's enough.
No,
what I'm trying to say is this. You are not going to do it by way of politics. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is a failed state. Since 1959, there is no election in Nigeria that has not been rigged. So you form your own party, they rig the election against you. What are you going to do? You go to the Supreme Court and they say the election was free and fair. What are you going to do? You're back in square one. You need
that will always
young people. Go on.
That will always happen, sir. It will always happen.
But we don't want to be part of it. It may always happen, but we don't want to be part.
Things.
Okay.
I'm going to analyze, some few things.
Please, go ahead.
One thing, sir, that the children of those Awolowo era, we are now here. The question is this. Before the independence, the Fulanis and the Hausas, they said that they were not ready for the independence. Asikwe back them that he will wait until they are ready. Why didn't Awolowo at that time come out and say, okay, Western region, we are ready, give us a nation and let us go on our own? One. Secondly, sir, hold on. Secondly, in 1966, when there was the coup, that famous coup, and the Hausas, they were saying Araba, that they want to go. They want to go. They were shouting Araba. That was before the war. And why not at that time, when Gowon brought Awolowo out of the prison? Why? And the war wanted to, I mean, it was the time that the war was about to break out. Why didn't Awolowo tell them at that time that, look, we have gotten to the side of the river, let everybody go on his own way? Those are the two questions we need to iron out first.
Well, first of all, we don't need to iron them out to do what we want to do. I mean, I don't agree that we have to be fighting over what Awolowo did or didn't do in order to get out of Fulani killing us. Now, the first question you asked was, why did Awolowo not seek secession during the independence negotiation?
Yes.
Well, the British wouldn't agree. Without Awolowo, we would not have had self-government, because the first thing that Awolowo and co did was to move a motion for self-government. That's how we had self-government in 1954. That is, let us have a trial. Give us self-government. Let us see whether we can manage it. If Awolowo and co did not move the motion for self-government, which was first done, I think, by Nauru in 52, and then by Akintola later, before the British granted them self-government, it will never have happened. So when somebody tries to say, "Oh, Awolowo didn't do this, that, and the other," without him, we will never have had self-government in 1954. So let us give credit where credit is due. Now, the question of what happened in 1966. The guy was in prison. Awolowo was in prison. He then comes out of prison, and he is then asked to help. I cannot fault him for doing that. And during the war, before the war started in 67, he made a lot of effort to prevent the civil war. Made a lot of effort. Although, when you see the history, everybody is rewriting history and all this kind of nonsense. So once Awolowo had agreed or persuaded himself that Nigeria should be Nigeria, he did everything he could to help that nation develop. He did everything he could. Now, he has done his bit. That bit is gone. You cannot blame Awolowo for the Fulani coming to come and kill people in the church. You cannot blame Fulani for what has happened in Ngaga. You cannot blame Awolowo for what has happened in Ogun State. The money is gone. The time has come for us to grow up and be men. Awolowo is gone. There's no point in blaming Awolowo anymore. I mean, I am the first in the first set of Awolowo's 1955 children. Awala koko bere free primary education. Yes. What that man did for Yoruba land, we should have monument for him everywhere on every street in Yoruba land. And everybody tries to discredit him. This was the only Nigerian who had a brain between his ears. What did the Sardauna do in the north? What did he do? They are still as backward as they were at independence. What did Zik do in the east? They were all interested in power, and what Awolowo was interested in was developing Yoruba land. People like me, I'm grateful to him.
All right, Sadadi, I have another quotation because the daddy said only Azikwe who doesn't making a statement. I go through the statement that was made by Tafawa Balewa also, because those are the people that we can see that they create what called Nigerian today, and then we should live by their legacy. What exactly going wrong that we find ourselves in this kind of situation? As a Yoruba, we have everything Tani. Lately, we are first citizen in that country. We are not even second citizen. We have been molested, we have been degraded, we have been sidelined, and then we have the resources today that Nigeria is dependent on. So look at what Ahmadu Bello said in 1948. He said, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. Only but the Nigerian people themselves are historic belief and customs and do not show themselves any signs of willingly to unite. Nigerian unity is only the British infection. Then look at this statement. Then why still Hausa or Fulani still want us to be one Nigeria? And they said that Nigeria is not negotiable. Let
me explain it to you. The beginning of Nigeria, you need to read Lugard's report to the Parliament, which he wrote in 1919.
Yes, I have it here.
The reason why the West and the East were matched with the North was because the North was not economically viable.
Yes.
The British taxpayers were paying for the administration of the North.
That is why he said that. That's why he said the marriage between the pure husband, which is
said to you before. It wasn't just him. Lord Harcourt also said it.
Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is that right from the beginning, we in the South were made to pay for whatever it is the administration of the North. And that is continuity today. What I don't understand, and this is why I was talking about leadership, that you have a situation where people in Yoruba land, the people who are supposed to be leaders of Yoruba land, are not intelligent enough. They are so stupid that they allow other people to dominate them. Whatever one might say about Awolowo, they insisted on having 3 regions. 3 regions that were semi-autonomous. Do you know that the Western region had its own embassy in London, had its own embassy in Washington, D.C.? That was how Nigeria was negotiated. And then since 1966, the Northerners have taken over control of everything, and we are so dumb that we can't fight it back. We are talking about Awolowo. Obasanjo was president for 8 years. He didn't have a modicum of intelligence to know that the 1999 constitution was illegitimate. This Obasanjo, that he spent 8 years only thinking about him, how he's going to get a 3rd term. He goes around telling our Obas to stand up for him. What did he do? What was his achievement? So, for me, I cannot understand how any Yoruba youth will be talking about forming political parties, going back to... that is the statement of Allah Nikanche. If you want to do something, you have to do it now. How do we prevent the Fulani from destroying our farmland? That's the question. How do we prevent the Fulani from killing our people, from raping our women, from killing our Oba? That is the question.
Is it we, sir, or the Constitution? Is it we or the Constitution of Nigeria?
This has nothing to do with Constitution whatsoever.
Okay. When you go came up,
one Constitution, you defend yourself first.
Then how do Now, how do we defend ourselves? When did they allow us to carry ammunition?
Good question.
Okay,
How do we defend ourselves?
Excuse me. The next program, I'm going to talk about self-defense.
Okay, now see, Daddy, it's okay. I agree. Daddy, when you left, the doctor said this is one of the most program that we need to have a forum for elderly to come and to see their opinion. By the grace of God, on Tuesday,
we have to do something. We really need to do something. You know, one of the things that I've just written a letter to the president of the UN Security Council, is to ask for the Chapter 7 of the UN Charter to be invoked. As a group of young people, you say the UN, you've got Chapter 7 of your charter, which enables you to interfere anywhere there's a breach of peace. You cannot be killing Yoruba people and you are doing other things. No, that's what we need to look. How do we get these goddamn savages from our land? That's what we want to be doing. We say we are intelligent people, Yoruba people. We need to use that intelligence rather than just following the same routine all the time. You know, there's no reason why we cannot get the UN to say to the UN, look, we as reasonable people, and there's enough of us intelligent enough to say, look, there's a breach of peace in Yoruba land, just like you interfered. They interfered in Liberia when what's his name, Taylor was doing whatever he was doing. The UN invoked Chapter 7. We can say the same. The young people of Nigeria, of Yoruba land, that's what they should be doing. You go to the UN and say, look, you've got Chapter 7. These people are killing us. The government is not allowing us to defend ourselves. Therefore, you come and help us to intervene. That's the sort of thing that the young people have to think outside of the box.
Okay, Sadadi, I think from the house, Abioni, they raised their hand. Please, can you unmute yourself and can you unmute yourself, please? If you have any contribution to this wonderful program.
Yes, thank you very much. I just want to ask Dr. Oni one question as he was speaking, that if Chief Awolowo was such a legal luminary, did he not know about the treaty that Alaafin entered with the British? And as a legal luminary who actually also studied in Britain, he should have known that the course that the British were pushing us into was not the right way, was not going to be in the interest of Yoruba nation. In other words, I expected him to have said, wait a minute, we have no parts in this federation. We already have a treaty that identifies us as a Yoruba nation, and we want to enforce that treaty, and we are not going to be part of this amalgamation that is going on. That is the question I want to ask.
My answer is very simple. Everybody goes back to Awolowo. What Awolowo? You now have people who are SAN. You got lawyers coming out of the woodwork. Everybody is a lawyer. How many of them have know about the 1888?
No, I'm asking you.
I am telling you, you should stop blaming. You all need to stop blaming Awolowo.
This marriage in the first place.
Let me just tell you, you should stop blaming Awolowo for everything. You are here now. Awolowo is gone. The time for looking backwards and blaming Awolowo for everything is finished. The man is the one who got us the development that we have so far. We need to stop blaming him. This 1888 treaty, until I brought it out, you've got lawyers in Nigeria who are practicing their law under a constitution that is illegal. You can't keep going back to Awolowo when in modern times, Yoruba lawyers know that the 1999 constitution is illegal. It's illegitimate. This is a constitution. They had election in February. They had a president in February with no constitution. The constitution was promulgated in May. Anybody with any lawyer with any common sense would say that there is something wrong. When you have an election, you have a president, that the country has no constitution at the time Obasanjo was elected. But we keep going back to Awolowo did this, Awolowo did that. It's enough. It is time for us to take. Awolowo is no longer here.
Bachegu, please, you will remember that during the time you are saying, sir, Afe Babalola was there, their son. Chief Rotimi Williams, he hasn't died then. Ganifa that even formed a party himself, he was there. Why didn't they ask that, okay, before Obasanjo will be trying, we want to see the constitution that is going to use to rule us?
With the question you asked, now you can at least I can share a little bit concerning what my daddy is discussing about. We all remember what brought Obasanjo into the power, if not because of the issue of Abiola. That is what brought Obasanjo. Obasanjo was also on a death zone. Obasanjo ti wà lójú kú now, kan tó lọ yọ jáde. But nobody know the constitution they use at that time, because the constitution say we, and then where are we? Níbo láti jókòó, níbo láti sọ, because the constitution say we agree. Where do we agree at that constitution? And at that time, it is still military that is still ruling us. Despite they brought Obasanjo into the power. They gave the constitution, and then we all know that Obasanjo has been loyal to these people from his own sense when he was in the military. Then how do you think that Ganifa, me and others who are loyal at that time will question him for which constitution is he going to use? And if you don't forget that this constitution have been amended in so many times, but now the main reason for that constitution to be amended does not, because the constitution have a whereby it doesn't support anything. Even though the government bashing Kansiluyin or share unwillingly, the constitution doesn't say we must do it or we must kill him for that. That is why you see there is one senator who went to there is one from Osun State. He lamented when he was in the House of Representatives that this is our problem. This constitution is the major problem that we have. But now the constitution favor some part of the ethnic religion, which is northern side. Is it not the constitution that said they will dig a gold in Nasarawa State, refine in Nasarawa State, make it in Nasarawa State, and they still refund, and then the central bank buy it, and they still refund the money of that gold back to Nasarawa State account. But look at our own state, they are making gold in Osun, which is in Ile-Ife and Ilesha. Where is that money going? Are we not using the same constitution? We are using the same constitution. That is why the Basegun said, our regime is already gone. Because when we talk now, let us even go back and talk about the good thing that Awolowo have done for us. When we talk about Cocoa House today, it's Awolowo. When we talk about the first television in Africa, it's Awolowo, and which was converted to NTA today. When we talk about radio station, which was converted to NTA radio, it's Awolowo. When we talk about the first road between Ibadan Express, which is talk about Awolowo. When we talk about the University Ibadan, which is talk about Awolowo. And those are the things Awolowo have done. When we talk about the first group, which is Omoboriowo, it is Awolowo. When we talk about there is something that Awolowo have done. Of course, Awolowo is a human being like us. We do make a mistake, because I read one documentary when one minister was taking him that, why can't you let your people go? He said, no, I will wait for my brother. They said, who is your brother? He said, the northern and eastern part of the nation. Because the man asked him, Awolowo, what is your aim about this? He said, my aim about this is that I want Nigeria to be like United Nigerian. He has a good intention for Nigeria. Okay, sir, let me just go back to Mr. Abi and the doctor. Do you think that if the election was not rigged, Awolowo become the first president in Nigeria, do we think we will not be the first giant of the world today? Do you think we'll be where we are today? at that time. Whoa, the internet lost. We lost our daddy from the Zoom that we are using. I think the Zoom is cut off. People, oh my God, the Zoom that we are using is cut off. Please, Prophet Ologunloluwa, we really need your help at this time, because this is a wonderful program that I think people is really enjoying. And the SIM cut off us, we cannot be able to back on the program anymore. I hope our daddy will back again. We have been on this program for a while, and it is a very fantastic program that we all need to contribute to it, because this is what is concerned a Yoruba. We are talking about the Yoruba issue here. We are talking about what Yoruba needs to do to have his own nation, and it is every individual contribution that will make this thing to work. We are giants of Africa, as they used to say, but Yoruba are part of the giants of Africa. Yoruba are the one who make that country stand today, which is Nigeria. The most resources they have seen in that country, it is from Yoruba land. Then why are we still suffering? Why are we still facing some challenges that we are facing today? Why is our life is being what is, why we are running out of the country? Japa, gbogbo wa la ń japa. And there àwọn kan dẹ̀ wà tí wọn ò ní ọrọ̀ ta ní, àwọn kan dẹ̀ wà tí wọn ò ní owó ta ní, àwọn kan wà tí wọn ò ní resources ta ní, wọn japa. They count them as a first citizen in the whole world, if you look at them very well. But as a Yoruba, we are facing a lot of challenges. Now, how much is a bag of rice at home now? Even though it is very difficult, we cannot be able to afford this. The network has signed them out. At least a very fantastic program to have to our elderly father on board, and it has become an argument from both others to that Oshogba, and I'm so enjoying the conversation, and I'm learning from that conversation as the conversation is just going smoothly. We are learning from them. There is some history that we as a youth might not even understand. We are not there when they are making, but they try as much as possible to bring into board that this is what the Constitution. Oh, thank God we are back. I think the Constitution is a loss.
When I wrote to Sunak, it was public. When I wrote to Johnson, it was public. I will say it again for young people, whether they like it or not, they need to think out of the box. Everything that our leaders have done so far has failed. The young people need to find a solution that will work. Not simply say, sorry?
Good talk, I say, good talk.
Not blaming Awolowo. Awolowo is probably one of the latest Africans.
No, nobody is blaming Awolowo. Nobody. We are just bringing out what would have been done then. Nobody is blaming Awolowo. I'm not blaming him.
No, what I'm saying,
just saying that during this period, this thing would have happened. That thing would have happened. We are not blaming anybody here. We are not blaming anybody. I am not blaming anybody, sir.
Good. But what I'm
saying is
that
anybody.
I am blaming people. I am blaming our present leadership.
Because if not for me, if not for Awolowo, I won't be here today talking to you, because get our free education.
Our first century, 1955, our first century of Awolowo's children. Just I can remember very clearly my primary one class that there were people who are twice my age, who are 3 times my age, who couldn't go to school before because they were paying. But as soon as Awolowo's primary education came, they were able to go to school. Many of them have become graduates who will never, ever in 1,000 years have been graduates from their family. So we owe Awolowo a debt of gratitude. What I'm trying to say is that those of us who are here and now, we are not doing what we should be doing. We are not doing what we should be doing. And what is always puzzled me is this. Why do we have to remain in Nigeria? Why? There's nothing that ties us down to Nigeria. The only reason that we're where we are is because we haven't got leadership. You know Kosovo. Kosovo declared independence. A group of elites in Kosovo, they declared independence for Kosovo. The Serbians then took the matter to the ICJ to say, this is illegal. You can't declare independence. The ICJ said, of course you can declare independence. The Kosovo, they could declare independence. It's their land. They can declare independence. It is not illegal to declare independence. The 1967 this is 2024. This is not 1967 when the military could say we are not going to allow Biafra to go. What are they going to do if the Yoruba declare that we are going? What will they do? They will fight civil war with us. They will fight civil, and then in Biafra will also declare they are going. The Fulani will fight where? It's all the fear is in our heads. The fear is in our heads. And when you talk about sorry?
Our leaders, both the Igbo leaders and the Yoruba leaders, support.
But that is why I have said we have to accept that we have no leaders and that we have to do things ourselves. So what we should be doing is asking the question, what can we do? That was the point I was making, that you can have civil disobedience, for example. If you camped in Olubadan's palace after the bomb and everybody went there, they put a protest camp in Olubadan's palace. That will remind him to do something. And if he didn't do something...
Will Olubadan agree, sir?
It's will not Olubadan agree. The Olubadan doesn't own the palace. The palace belongs to the people. If he's dead tomorrow, somebody else will be in the palace. The palace doesn't belong to him. You see, until we do these things, we will never know what is possible.
You will find out that it will be Olubadan who will himself call in soldiers or call in police that they have acquired it.
They did it to the women of Abeokuta when the British were here. They tear gassed the women. They beat them. They arrested them. Remember the Aba riots? The British shot and killed women who were unarmed. So the idea that a lot of this behavior is new, it has never been new in Nigeria. The British did it. They killed demonstrators. What about Martin Luther King as an example? How many of those black activists did they kill? But they persisted because their cause was just. But we don't do it. We're also afraid. Everybody's afraid because we lack leadership.
Who want to die, sir? Who want to die?
We all die. We all die in the end. Sir? We all die.
Okay, that is
we all die.
Now, okay, sir. Now that the doctor said who want to die. Now that is why we said that the youth are the only best way to tackle this situation. But in a two perspective way, the doctor said the youth should engage in politics. That by the time we engage in politics, then gradually we will try to seize the power. Then I make an example of Sowore and others. And I thank God the Prophet Oluwa is still here. If he's listening to us, if he wanted to contribute more on this program, please can you signify? Then if not, now it is only the youth, because the youth are ready to keep their life back. That is okay. What? You said you wanted to die. There is okay. Look at what happened to the NSAS. But the youth are not, because of their relent. Because the NSAT have showed that the youth are really want to take their life back from those bad leaders. And that the youth is still continue to do so. Not elderly people like you. That's why we call it IMORAN AGBA. The elderly advice that, okay, if you are said who want to die, I just like you are scaring us. Like what Fulani said, that we will not allow them to have the control over their life, over their future. Then what time do we need to have the control over their future? Because if you are fear, if we are scared to take the challenge, it's not you that will take it.
Can I come in, sir?
Yes, sir, you can come in, sir.
I lost the conversation long time ago. I really lost it, but to the extent I just got here from you now. The question is that who want to die? We're ready to die. Yeah, we are ready to die. Yeah, we are ready to die, sir. Because if you are not ready to die now, then where are we going to take the freedom? Martin Luther King Jr., how old is he when he died in America, when he fought for the blacks in this America? And other nations also, he also happened in other nations. They are young people. We are ready to face it. We are ready to challenge the government. We are ready to face. We are ready to get our mandate back. We are ready to die. If that what will cost us to get it from our people, we are ready. And then, in the aspect of Dr. Obashegun, he said something last time before out of the network. He said, in a political aspect, that it's going to cost us another long year if we are going to join a party or form any party and all those things. Papa said that's a very good point that time. It was a very good point. Now, if other people come up today that they want to form a party, where is the money to form it? And we are going to be the minority in that political party. We are not going to be the majority. It's going to be the minority. And everybody knows the system of Nigeria today, that we are going to be the third party, even though the fifth party itself. So it's not going to work in that way. But now, it's sitting on the ground now. We are not relenting our efforts, neither we are going to look back. And nothing can change our mind. We have determined already, we have made up our mind that whatever is going to cost us, we are ready to sacrifice it. What? It's just like a people that go for war. When you are going for war, you don't ask a question, am I coming back? No. It's either you come back or you die there. Either one of the two. So we are ready to face anything that is going to happen. When we ask the question that are we ready to die, it's just as if that we have not ready. It's as if that we are not even know where we are or what we are doing. But now the answer to the question that Baba asks now is, we youth, we are ready to die. People that died in NSAS, yeah, they are also human beings like us. Their blood is still there. Yes. So we don't want them to die in vain. If that will cause the whole youth to go for, we are ready.
Doctor, that is what we are. The youth, we are ready to take that thing.
Today.
I think we lost a signal again. Okay, now it's really
every day. But you are scared, you are afraid, sir.
Okay, I will allow the doctor to. I think we have issue with the I see it from my own
side. We are ready to face it now. In order for the next generation not to face what we are facing now, we are ready, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let me just remind you, because you guys probably don't know enough history. The first student to be shot by Nigerian police was in Ibadan. So the prelude to the NSAS and that kind of thing, we have gone through it. And to talk about bravery, in 1969, a group of us, including myself, we went to Biafra to feed refugees in Biafra. We didn't have to go. We could have been killed, but we were brave enough to go to Biafra to go and feed refugees in Biafra. So the idea that, our age, when I was at UI, we were demonstrating practically every month. If it wasn't Rhodesia today, it was South Africa tomorrow. I remember the first time I went to Yugoslavia, and I was, I was at a conference of orthopedic surgeons. And I was saying to them that in 1968, we were demonstrating on behalf of their president, Dubček, when Russia invaded Yugoslavia. That was how enlightened we were as students. So I will accept no blame whatsoever, because we too, we lost somebody, at least in my time. That's how Fawehimi came into prominence, because he was the one who represented us at the inquiry that followed Adepeju's death. So it isn't that my generation we were weaklings. The point that I was trying to make is this, that the young people of today, you have to think outside of the box. You cannot be doing what, Archie politics, it's not going to work. And finally, although I'm a pacifist, let me tell you something. If a civil war started in Nigeria today, guns will come to the Yoruba people. Anybody who thinks that there's going to be a civil war and that we wouldn't have guns, it's poppycock. When Biafra started, guns arrived. Guns will always, if there's a civil war anywhere, guns will arrive. And don't forget, we've got Yoruba people in Cuba. We've got Yoruba people in Brazil. We've got Yoruba people in the West Indies. So, our problem, I will say it again, our problem is a leadership that is toothless. And we need to accept that once and for all, that we have no leaders. And that this thing, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, you are right, sir.
So thank you. At least today's program is one of the best programs that I really enjoy.
You are right, sir. It looks as if I'm hungry. I want to go for my dinner, sir. I'm really hungry. I want to go for my dinner.
Daddy, please don't go yet, please.
Here, if you check.
Okay,
on the chat is there. Let me
check.
Really hungry.
Let me just
I too have got to go.
Wow.
Prof has gone to eat. He didn't even bring ordinary water. I think for us.
Me, I didn't go to eat. I'm just going to eat too.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr.
I had another engagement which was supposed to be at 6.
Okay.
Which
when do we meet again, sir?
On Tuesday, sir. On Tuesday.
On Thursday.
Tuesday
or Tuesday.
Tuesday, sir.
Tuesday.
Yes,
okay,
Mr.
Please. When you want to start like that, send us notification on our WhatsApp page so that we can get it and join.
I will, sir, because I'm going to create a WhatsApp which we call IMORAN AGBA, which will particularly on this for this program. I will go to create.
Do that and put our number, and we will put our friends' number there too.
Of course, sir.
So that a lot of them will join.
I will create it today. And if Mr. Obi just left, please, I would like to have Mr. Obi on board too to join us. I wanted to have his number, but he just left now. So please help me contact him. Let him just give us his number. So thank you so much. I will create a WhatsApp call IMORAN AGBA. We need elderly people so that at least we can have a fantastic program on Tuesday. Inshallah.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. So this is a very interesting program so far on this topic IMORAN AGBA, the elders' advice. nǹkan tá à ń sọ lè pé àwọn àgbààgbà wa wọ́n ṣe tán láti dúró tì wá, wọ́n ṣe tán láti bá wa dúró, wọ́n ṣe tán láti wà pẹ̀lú wa, wọ́n ṣe tán láti pé prógámù yìí òun lọ. Mo sọ pé lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo wa pátápátá òun náà ni a jọ jèrè. Àárọ̀ ẹ̀yin náà pé ẹ join prógámù wa yìí, Olódùmarè yóò ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Prophet Ológunlolúwa, I think this program is very enjoyable. Mo rí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń drive òun náà lẹ́yìn náà lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ bí ẹ̀kan rẹ́rìn náà pé àwọn àgbàlagbà yìí sábàrà mi ká wọn báyìí.
A gbọ́dọ̀ gbà fún wọn, àwa gbọ́ gbà fún wọn, àwa gbọ́ gbà fún wọn torí pé àwọn náà pẹ̀lú àwọn tó bá wa débi tá a wà yìí.
But once you try at least very interesting program. So by the grace on Tuesday, inshallah, we will continue where we stop for today. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré lọ sí ìpolówó ọjà. Ẹ̀yẹ́ mọ́ra pé tó bá dijọ́ Saturday òun náà ni ìkójáde àwa youth yóò wáyé. Let us go to ká kọ́kọ́ lọ sí ìpolówó ọjà wa náà ká wo ohun tó wà ń ṣe.
Dánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nípa bá a ṣe ń ṣe àti bá a ṣe ń lo drone. Tó ń tàwọn ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ètò empowerment gbogbo tá a ti là kalẹ̀. Bí ètò iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀, ìrànwọ́ fún àwọn ọmọlé ìwé tó kù díẹ̀ fún káàtó. Ètò ìkọ́sẹ́ ọ̀fẹ́ tó ń tirisẹ́ ìgbàlódé táwọn fi ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ti ká ran àwọn ọmọ tó bá lẹ́bùn tá a mọ̀ sí talent lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀ fún ìrọ̀rùn àwa ara wa. Láti darapọ̀ mọ́ Yorùbá Nation Youth tàbí tẹ́ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ coordinators nílùú tẹ́ bá wà. Bí Europe, Asia, Canada, America, Australia. Bó sì ṣègbè yín nìkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́ fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Bí ilẹ̀ tá a fi ń dákọ nílé. Ọ́fíìsì nílùú tẹ́ bá wà. Owó àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ kàn sí wa látòrí www.yorubanationyouthwebsite.org. Bákan náà ní ẹ lè pè tàbí kẹ́ WhatsApp Homeland Coordinator lórí +234 703 717 3355 tàbí kẹ́gbẹ́ Prophet Ayọ̀délé Ológunlolúwa tí wọ́n jẹ́ Yorùbá Nation Youth Leader in all diaspora lórí +1 803 846 1116. Pẹ̀lú Yorùbá Nation Youth website yìí, ìrọ̀rùn ti dé. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sá.
Ní èèyàn wa ẹ join wa ní ọjọ́ Saturday lágbára Ọlọ́run níbi tí a ó ti máa kó website Yorùbá Youth Leader tá a ó ti máa kó jáde. Eléyìí ni ó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti pé ká ní one voice as youth ká sì lè ṣe ohun tó bá dá láàrin ara wa. Olódùmarè yóò sì ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀yin wa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pàjọ ṣe program tòní, àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ dé lágbà pé ẹ̀mí níyàn jẹ́ ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa jẹ́ náà ẹ̀kú àìbínú títí di ìjọ Tuesday tí a ó tún máa pàdé lórí àkàntó ètò míì ìmọ̀ràn àgbà, the elders advice. Arọ ẹ̀yin náà tí ẹ bá wish láti darapọ̀ mọ́ program yìí pé kí ẹ dákun kí ẹ kàn sí wa. Ìmọ̀ràn àgbà yìí eléyìí ló ń jẹ́ ká máa mọ tó ń lọ nígbà wáṣẹ̀. Kí ni tí àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kí ni tí wọ́n ṣe ṣáájú àkókò yìí, kí tún ni tí àwa ọ̀dọ́ tá tún máa ṣe báyìí, kí ni tó wà ń bẹ̀ tá máa ṣe, níbo nìkan dídúró, kí ni ìmọ̀ràn tí wọ́n fẹ́ gba ọ̀dọ́, ọ̀nà wo lẹ fẹ́ gba ọ̀dọ́ nímọ̀ràn, kí ni tí ọ̀dọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, kí ni ta nílò láti ṣe, nítorí pé ibi tí àgbàlagbà tó bá ti jókòó tó bá rí bí ọmọdé bá gorí àjà ó ṣeé ṣe kó mọ̀ rí. Yorùbá sì bọ̀ wọ́n lọ́wọ́ bọ̀ pé bọ́mọdé bá láṣọ bí àgbà kò lè ní àkísà bí àgbà. Àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí òun náà ni tí yóò jọ máa ran èmi àti yín lọ́wọ́ láti rí wípé a nílò ohun tí ọ̀dọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe tí a fi gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ ní inú oko ẹrú léyìí tí a wà yìí. Gbà pé lábẹ́ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè ọba tó dá wa yóò sì ràn àwọn alálẹ̀ wọn yóò gbèjà wa dá wọn yóò sì ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti lè ṣe àṣeyọrí eléyìí tí alákàn tí ó ń ṣepo títí di ìjọ Tuesday tí a tún máa pàdé lórí àkànṣe ètò míì ìmọ̀ràn àgbà. Kí Olódùmarè kó jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa pátá ká dàgbà ó dàárọ̀.
Consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.
Like, comment, and share.